Hello school owners, this is a review of the functions for the website for pre-registration and how you can use this for logging your students in, creating their form sheets, as well as printing the financial documents, and all this information then gets sent to RCT and MasterShriver to be able to take care of the ring assignments. So if you look at the screen over here, I'm going to log in. You go to seagullsata.com and you can go click here to register, or it'll take you to log in, either way, whatever you do. And then you go, I guess I'm already logged in. If I was logged out and I go to login, it's going to ask me for my username and password, which you presumably already have one. If you don't, and I believe everybody does, so just type in and log in. Your information will be displayed. At the bottom here you have something that says student accounts. When you click on that, there are three headings at the top: add a student, add multiple students, show inactive, and print. You can print this list. This is a complete list of every student that's created an account or that you've created an account for in your studio. And that's useful so that you can have their email address and their ATA number organized alphabetically, and be able to print it out and review. And if you have students that are no longer with you, you can, and you've inactivated their account so they don't show up every time, you can show inactive, and now you have a display of every student that has ever created an account with you, which is nice if you want to contact them and maybe ask them if they want to come back. I'm going to hide inactive right now. The add a student is when you want to create a profile for a student and you want to put all of their information in. You, the school owner, all that stuff, you then submit it and they have an account. If we want to create multiple accounts and we don't want to spend all the time, you can simply type in their first, their last name, their gender, date of birth, which is what's going to track what their age is, so that is one category that does need to be close, and then they're going to have to edit this later, their height, and their current rank. As soon as you've created that account, you can click add another, and it will simply pop open another field, and you can fill all of that in, and then you click submit, and now you've created as many accounts as you needed without the hassle of needing their email address and all of that. It explains up here how they can then retrieve all of their information and then make their own password and, you know, edit all of those things so that they are now they have their own control over it. But to be able to register students for the tournament through the website, this is the shortcut version. If we go back here and we go we talked about the show inactive, the way that you would assign that would be here, and I've left three that I'm going to do that with right now. I'm going to click on the icon box here, and I'm going to deactivate those selected. So when I click on that, am I sure? Yes. Those students are no longer showing up in my active student list. If I go to show select active, I can do the reverse. So all of those features are with the student accounts menu at the bottom. Now I'm going to go to the top, and at student info, when you click on tournaments, you have this little person icon under my students here. Now clicking on that allows you to have other features. As you can see right now, I don't have a whole lot of students who have registered. We need to get them done, but there are a few people who are registered. They show up with a red dot if I'm looking at this, which is payment status. Payment status is who has paid or not paid. I, the school owner, need to click on that, and now it turns green when that student has paid me for the competition. But every student who registers or who you register will show up as either a red dot or a green dot, meaning red dot they have not paid, green dot they have paid. And they will be entered in the financial spreadsheet whether or not they have paid. And it is your responsibility to edit them out by deleting their registration if they are not going to attend the tournament, so that they don't end up on your financial summary, your financial spreadsheet, and they don't get submitted to Mr. Durant or Master Schreiber for consideration for ring assignments. You can click on registration, and now I can edit any of these students in if I want to add them for traditional or Tiny Tiger. If they're a Tiny Tiger, remember that's separate, so you would edit them in as a Tiny Tiger over here. And whether they're doing XMA weapons or combat weapons, creative forms, creative weapons, traditional weapons, XMA forms, and there's even a function for whether or not they're going to be there to judge. And I simply click, let's just select the first three here as a demonstration, and then I click register selected. They are now, look it again, so okay, they are now marked with a little pencil mark, and that means that they are selected as registered. If somebody has an account with you, you can register your students via the registration here. You can now also print their registration forms. So if I want to go here, I can click on their icon and then simply click print and be able to print the registration form for them immediately, and it's done. Hand it to them, mark it paid, and now they can take that to the tournament. If that's something you want to do, then that works quickly and easily with this process. I can also delete them from the registration. If these are students that signed up but now they're not going and I don't want them on a financial registration, I simply click those boxes and I delete them, and now they are no longer involved in competition. So when I go back to my payment status, well, we should have deleted. I apologize. This should delete them off of delete selected. There we go. I didn't click that hard enough. And now they're no longer assigned to forms and sparring. And when I click on payment status, they don't show up as being part of the group at all. So right now there are only 3 entries, 2 students that are competing. And when I click on financial summary, it will, I have to, and it's only in Excel, so if you do not have Excel, that may be a problem. It'll open the Excel spreadsheet, and it will show number of entries from 1 to 10, and it'll show the amount that I need to pay for those entries. And it does the same thing for combat weapons, sparring, for traditional ProTac weapons, for extreme and creative, all of that, all of these entries, and what my total is at the bottom. What it does not do is log in the number of third family members, enter the total number of third family members, and you would have to actively add that number that is competing, and that will edit the total of your fee and deduct it. And that is at the very bottom. It will take care of that. It will deduct the family members. At this point, all of that should work properly. You can then adjust. The other thing that is in here is the Team Pride students. That Team Pride is actually created in their original registration format. So when you go to the bottom, I'm going to show you real quick back here, and let's say I was going to add a student. This is when a student creates their own profile, and they go to submit this. Actually, let me go back. Let me go to registrations. I apologize. Let me go to registration. My students. I'm going to select registrations, printable. Let's see, I'm going to register these students. 1, 2, 3. Let's go 4. We'll register them. Now when I go to print register, payment status, if I click on this, I can now add them as a novice. a special ability or family discount, and I believe when they create their original account, there's another icon that shows them as a if it's a Team Pride member, and they can be added in as Team Pride, and that will continue on their profile every time they go to register. They will be registered as a Team Pride member, and that will be a separate box. So that's pretty much it. Hopefully this helps with everything. I know there's still a few bugs, but not many. We're pretty close to being done on everything here, and hopefully it's usable all the way through. And everybody, if you have questions, give me a call. As I say, it's pretty easy to delete selected registrations, to register people, and take care of anything that you need to do as far as having things available quickly and easily. So give me a call. 707-484-2762 is the cell. If you play around with it a little bit, I think you'll get the feel of it pretty quickly and easily, but don't hesitate to give a call. Thank you.